You're all very welcome to today's talk slash musical listening, because what Monica and I wanted to share with you is really the experience of classical music. These pieces are from Mozart and Beethoven very specifically, and all of them have a meaning that perhaps is not immediately obvious. And we want to invite you really perhaps a little bit more concentrated experience, because music as an art plays a great role in the human life. Now, why did we choose Mozart and Beethoven? Not because we think that they are the best. And trust us, we are not going to engage today into debate, is Mozart or Beethoven better composer? Now, we want to leave all of that aside. And we are very well aware that all of you probably have those who are very dearest composers to you. But today we want to discover a philosophical dimension to this music that perhaps is familiar and perhaps it's new. Why? Because Mozart and Beethoven have written a music that carries something of the invisible message. Those who understand music, I'm expecting that there are some people who are great musicians in this room, they're probably going to understand that music is written in ways that it speaks a language, that even if we are not so familiar with music, even if we are not musicians, our soul resonates with it. And Mozart and Beethoven have done the work in this way. Because Beethoven, when he writes a piece, he touches upon the very important teaching that is ancient old. He touches upon a heroic myth. And therefore, through music, very quickly we can connect with the sentiment that the human being has an inner dimension and that there is a potential to be awakened. We may not understand it and we may not be able to articulate it, but it is with us, we experience it. Mozart is a master of harmony, and harmony reminds us of a very simple law of life that is incredibly difficult to live, but possible, which is unity. Because harmony in the way we live expresses itself in solidarity. It expresses in ourselves as the ability to live an authentic life. In the collective, it expresses itself as our ability to share the best of us in the values that we share so that we can have more just and united society. And here you start probably anticipating that not only that it can inspire us, but invites us to practice, because none of these sentiments on itself and none of these ideas on its own are valid unless they are lived. Now, there's someone who said that Mozart comes and writes the music that disrupts the sleepiness of the world, which is a very interesting. Beethoven is not far off, as we are going to experience. And what they are speaking to is to our incredible imagination, capacity of imagination. And this is important. To understand music, we also can call upon a very special power of the inner human being. It is we are capable to understand the world and ourselves with our imagination. And it's important that we allow ourselves to be inspired, because today we are very pragmatic. We want to be in the world pragmatically, achieve certain things, but at the same time, we lose aspects of ourselves that allow us to live our life more creatively and face the challenges of life creatively, which is also an art. But in this form, it's an art of living, which is what philosophy invites us to do. And with this sentiment, really with this attitude, with this state of mind, we would like to invite you to listen to the music with us. We are going to begin with Mozart, and then we're going to continue with Beethoven, and then we're going to have a conclusion. But before we start listening, I want to give just a couple of small pointers, perhaps, why to help us stay with the music as concentrated as we can, and that's the purpose. Okay. When we are listening, if possible, or as much as possible, leave the world outside. Just leave it. Don't be distracted. Okay. Stay with music and see where it brings you. Okay. if you can sit upright, just like I'm sitting right now, it's also a benefit because our body sometimes, if it's very, how do you say, very comfortable, it also creates sleepiness inside. And it's warm and it's a beautiful day. And that's all, really. The first piece that I'm going to play is from Mozart, and it is a piano sonata in F major, and the number is K332. And it's about 3 minutes, and we are just going to listen. If it's easier for you, you can close your eyes. It's not a problem. A trial test. How is this? Everybody can hear it? Well, perfect. So now you can go into the zone and we're going to listen. Very good. Now you can come back for a moment. Yeah? Good experience. Yeah? It's a very beautiful piece. Okay. I'm probably sensing, and when we listen to music in this way, I don't know if you have a sense that we can open the space inside, because that is incredibly important for us as a human being. To experience the beauty of life, it is important to have those moments where we stop and expand. They said that as a human being, we have ability to regenerate ourselves, and music, as one of the ways, can help us to reconnect with that which is invisible behind. I'm convinced that everybody has had a different experience of this piece, but I'm going to share my reflection, perhaps. The way I experience the piece, that is very unpredictable. I know that a trained ear is going to know that this piece has a blueprint or framework of a sonata. So there is also some predictability in that. But its unpredictability, its mystery, somewhat reminds me of the nature of life. And it's a very interesting, because the life is movement. The life moves. But in a way, what this piece shows us is, regardless of ups and downs, of the drama and the peaceful parts of the piece, there is a certain harmony. And Mozart never leaves aside the harmony. Okay? And even through the repetition, he'll go repeat the theme of the harmony, but he'll repeat it an octave higher. So realizing that in a process of life, we also have a possibility of learning to work with life, perhaps better, more intelligent, more just, etc. And this piece really carries this message for me in all of it. Because the life in itself is a mystery and carries a certain conflict as well as beauty. It's incredible. But if our state of mind is continuously to ask of life just to be a certain way, it's very hard to see this. Okay? To be able to find beauty and harmony in a daily life, we first need to find it in ourselves. Because we have it, but we cannot see what we don't recognize within ourselves. And philosophically, the battle that we carry inside is exactly to connect with that. The ability to be in harmony with others, with ourselves, with the world that we live in. And it's a battle. And in a way, it's a teaching of humanity that has been ancient old, that we are all a one humanity. Practically, what can I do to awaken a little bit more of this attitude towards life is daily, I can stop and think and ask myself, how did I bring more beauty and how did I bring more harmony in anything that I did today? And that's not only art, it's the art of relationship. It is the art of solidarity. It is the art of harmony. It is the art of facing a test, etc. But I can stop and think and reflect and see in what way, through my behavior, through my choices, my actions, did I create harmony that life is always seeking, but it's hard to find. Yeah? Good.